Hey, what's going on YouTube? I'm Dark Jack, and in this video I get a nuclear medal on the map Meltdown with a 44 KD. And in this video what I want to talk about is the current state of the console war between Microsoft and Sony. And I'm going to put links in the description to a lot of things I'm going to be talking about in this video. So right now, when you compare the exclusive games for each console, both Sony and Microsoft's consoles, the Xbox and the PlayStation, the console war is not even close. When you look at the exclusive games that have come out so far, I mean, just look at the exclusive games that have come out in the year 2013. For the Xbox, you have Gears of War Judgment, which is essentially leftover DLC for Gears of War 3 with 6 competitive maps. And then you have Call of Duty DLC a month early. And that's it. There are no other exclusives for the Xbox 360 so far this year, or in any future announced games as well. Whereas with the PS3, when you look at the 2013 exclusives, you've got Ni no Kuni, which is a great game I'm playing through now. There's God of War Ascension, The Last of Us, Dragon's Crown, Beyond Two Souls, Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X-2 HD Collection, Final Fantasy XIV and Realm Reborn, and there are a bunch of JRPGs coming out as well, because Sony has the Japanese market. And then when you look at past exclusives for the Xbox and PS3, for the Xbox, you've got the Halo series. Before Halo Reach, before they tried to make Halo Call of Duty in space. There was Halo 4 that came out in 2012. There's the Gears of War franchise, which is going downhill. There's Forza Motorsport, which is a racing game. You have Fable, which is baby's first RPG. And they have some nice arcade games like Geometry Wars and Trials Evolution. But they also have a lot of bad exclusives like Crackdown, and most Kinect games are pretty terrible. And even though they're very sensitive, the controls are not very accurate, because the human body was never designed to be a video game controller. And there are also lots of cheap imitations of PS3 exclusives like Bloodforge, which is a ripoff of God of War. And then when Bungie's new game Destiny comes out, which is a multi-platform game, that is going to split Halo 4's population in half. And so there's going to be a fan war between Bungie fanboys and 343 fanboys as to which game is the true successor to Halo. Because a lot of Halo fans are going to leave to go play Destiny, and I don't think the Halo franchise will ever recover, especially since Halo 5 will be a next-gen exclusive. And also, Halo 3 is going to be coming to PC, so Halo 1, 2, and 3 will be playable on PC, not just on Xbox. And then when you look at the PS3 has Demon's Souls, which is the predecessor to Dark Souls. They've got the Jak and Daxter HD Collection, the Uncharted series, the God of War trilogy, God of War Ascension, Infamous, Killzone, Ratchet and Clank, Little Big Planet, Heavy Rain, Gran Turismo, Sly Cooper, and a bunch of Japanese games. And then when you look at the next-gen exclusives for the Xbox, they're going to have a game called Rise, which is a Kinect third-person action game, and you could watch demos of that were released a long time ago. There's a Family Kinect game. There's a new Forza racing game, which will probably involve Kinect. And there's a new zombie game that will also probably involve the new Kinect. And we know Halo 5 will be coming out in the fall of 2014. And there will probably be a new Gears of War trilogy as well, starting in 2014. But that won't be coming anytime soon. And there's going to be a Fable MMO eventually, because Fable Studios is hiring people who worked on MMOs. And there's possibly going to be a Killer Instinct remake, and there could possibly be Alan Wake 2. And we also know that at some time in the future there's definitely going to be a Halo 2 HD remake, because there was a Halo 1 HD remake. But that game may be on the 360 as well as the future console. And then for the PS4, Killzone Shadowfall is coming out, which looks amazing graphically. There's a new Infamous game. There's going to be a new Uncharted game as well, and a new God of War game eventually. And Final Fantasy XV will be a PS4 exclusive, and there's going to be a new Gran Turismo game as well. So all of Sony's exclusive IPs are going to have new versions on the new system. And so when you look at the exclusives for each console, to summarize, basically Sony makes exclusive content through their own game developers, while Microsoft buys exclusive content. And because they have Call of Duty DLC that they're buying early, and the Skyrim DLC is early as well. So Microsoft buys exclusive content, while Sony makes it. And whereas Sony is focused on games, Microsoft is focused on building a PC that connects to your TV, that is centered around media and movies and Netflix, and watching cable TV on the next Xbox. And the new Xbox will be rumored to be called the Xbox Infinity, and the PS4 has already been revealed. And graphically, when you compare the next PlayStation with the next Xbox, the PS4 is going to have 8 gigabytes of RAM with GDDR5 memory, whereas the next Xbox will have 8 gigabytes of DDR3. So the next PlayStation is going to be more powerful than the next Xbox. So it's going to be more feature-proofed than the Xbox. Also, when you look at the operating system for each console, the PS4 is rumored to have 1 gigabyte reserved for the operating system. So of that 8 gigabytes of GDDR5, only 1 gigabyte will be for the operating system and 7 will be for just games. Whereas with the next Xbox, of the 8 gigabytes of DDR3, the rumor that I've heard is that 3 gigabytes of it will be for the operating system, which will be Windows 8, and that will include Skype as well as watching TV on it. So one is going to have 7 gigabytes of GDDR5 for games, and the other will have 5 gigabytes of DDR3. And what that means is that companies are going to develop games first for the PS4, and then port those games over to the next Xbox, because the PS4 is going to be more powerful. It's going to be more focused around games and the hardcore gamer. And also the next Xbox is rumored to be always online. It will have to maintain a network connection at all times, and the new Kinect will also be required. And it might block used games, and it may not be backwards compatible with Xbox 360 games. Whereas the PS4 is going to be consumer friendly. It's not going to require internet connection at all times. It's not going to require the Move. It's not going to block used games discs. And it is backwards compatible through Gaikai, through its live streaming service, if you have a fast enough internet. Also, PlayStation does not require a subscription fee in order to play multiplayer, so there's no paywall behind peer-to-peer multiplayer, whereas in the Xbox you have to pay $60 a year or $50 if you buy it on Amazon. And also there are no dashboard ads on the PS3 either. We don't know about the PS4 yet, but they probably won't have those. So on the Xbox, even though you pay $60 a year, you still have to have dashboard ads. And also, the PlayStation is easier for getting gameplays for YouTube, because generally Call of Duty players on PlayStation are not as good as on Xbox. And I made a previous video talking about that. And so I'm going to wait until E3 to decide which console to buy first. I'll probably buy both of them at some time in the future, but I'm going to have to wait and see and find out whether or not the rumors are true or not. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys later.